Hi Virgo, welcome to your weekend love readings. These will be from the 12th until the 14th of June. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. Also, these are general love readings, so they're not going to resonate with every single person every single week. If it's not resonating with you this week, that's okay. Hit that notification button if you haven't already, and then go and check out one of the other tarot readers here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, welcome. These weekend reads are shorter, so if you're interested in something that has a little bit more detail, goes into your feelings and their feelings, make sure that you do hit that subscribe button so that YouTube notifies you of the weekly readings that come out, and they have a lot more detail in them. All right, let's get started. I'm going to finish the reading today with a pick a card. I know we don't normally do that on the weekend reads, but I'm feeling bad that I didn't give you guys a full read last week, so we're adding it in this week. All right, let's go. Love messages, please, for Virgo. Love messages for Virgo. Ooh, thinking about the past, Virgo. Missing someone from the past, maybe. Okay. You may be thinking about someone from the past where it's previously ended. You've got the World card there. Okay. I feel like you actually feel a little bit stagnant since this ended. Oh, for some reason, it just occurred to me about retrograde season. So be careful that these feelings are not just resurfacing because of retrograde season. Yeah, I feel like you're a little bit stuck on, like you're going back into a repetitive thought pattern for some reason. What's the Four of Cups, please? Who is the person that we're thinking about? Okay, it was unrequited love. It was someone that maybe didn't have the same feelings for you as you had for them, or certainly weren't able to communicate their feelings with you very well. Yeah, like you went into separation. You're probably still in separation. I think that you did wait for a period, but it just didn't go the way that you thought it was going to go. What's the Seven of Pentacles in reverse? I feel like you haven't been able to properly, like there's no closure. Yeah, look at this. It's like you haven't been able to properly grieve this for some reason. You may be dealing with a Scorpio, but it's almost like there was a sudden ending, a sudden death. You're trying to transform from this. You're trying to move to a new state, but you're stuck. You're stuck on this. I feel like you're like a little stilted plant that can't grow. Anything else on this Death card? I think that's pretty much closed it out, but let's see if we can get anything else. I think we'll get more in the advice. Yeah, look, it's giving me repeating kind of stuff, like failed relationship, ended relationship, maybe divorce. You're very stuck on this though. I do feel like you think you need closure. I've talked about this before. Closure's a funny thing. I don't know if you can ever think of a time where you have got the closure you thought you got, and if you think back to that time, did it actually really change anything for you? The answer is probably not. Closure is something that we tell ourselves that we need that actually doesn't change the situation and almost never makes us feel better. So it's almost like a bit of a lie that we tell ourselves to as part of our grief process. Like, acknowledge that you need to grieve. Absolutely. Like, any relationship ending goes through some sort of grief curve. If you don't know what all of those steps are, Google it. Very interesting reading. But in terms of closure, that's acceptance, and no one else can give you acceptance except you. So you have to give yourself permission to accept it, and that's the closure. Closure, you can't get that from someone else, unfortunately. All right, let's go advice. No, most likely outcome here, please, for Virgo. Most likely outcome for Virgo. You might be doing some spying still, Virgo. Oh, look at this. One more. Yeah, I think you're actually going to reach out to them in the immediate future. I think you're actually going to offer a bit of a peace chalice to say, look, I don't want to fight anymore. It's not that you'll be apologizing, but I think that you're kind of looking in their life and waiting for a good opportunity. I don't know that it's the right thing to do. And the only reason I'm wondering if it's the right thing to do is because of this Page of Pentacles that's in reverse. I feel like you're seeing, even though you're seeing the timing is not necessarily right, you're going to go ahead and do it anyway. So you know what? If that's going to bring you to your acceptance, you do it. Do what you need to do. That's what I always say. You know, people go through these different theories about, you know, not talking to people and you must block such and such person after you've broken up with them. I think that's all BS. You do what you need to do in the time that suits you, because everyone is different. Some people are not ready to delete other people off social media and whatnot. That's perfectly fine. Don't do that if you're not ready. If it's not harming you and it's not harming your healing process and you're focused on your healing process, then do whatever you need to do. Don't be forced by other people to do what they think you should do. I think this will be more of a peace offering. You might still have a little bit of love in your heart because of it. It is a cup, but I think it's more because you just don't want the fight. You don't want the bad blood between you both. I wonder if that's why you're stuck, because you can't bear the thought of there being this animosity between the two of you. All right, let's see what advice there is. Advice. Okay, so Ace of Swords in reverse. Almost always, particularly when it's in advice, a sign that you're not being true to yourself. That sword is pointing back towards you. So you need to really assess if you're being honest with yourself, if you're being true to yourself. Advice. Yeah. Not worry so much. Spirit absolutely saying, look, stop worrying so much. You need to let go of that grief and sadness. And part of that is probably the acceptance that we were talking about. Yeah, because look, you've got so much to be grateful for and so much to be glad about. You know, you've got all of these 9 cups. Like, your wishes can come true at any time. You just have to be ready to put all those cups in a row, like putting all your ducks in a row. All right, let's do a romance angel. Express your love. Okay, well, maybe that needs to happen. Make the gesture. I don't think it's a romantic gesture in this particular instance, but that would be the closest card that the romance angels could bring out. But I think it's going to be more to help your healing and your closure, acceptance, than it is maybe to repair the relationship. But if you feel like you need to go ahead and do it, then you should definitely do it. All right, let's pick a card, shall we? All right. So think of a question you would like answered, and I'm going to pick 3 cards. Once you've worked out the cards that you're most drawn to, press play again, and then I will be turning them over. All right, this will be card number 1. This will be card number 2. And this will be card number 3. card number 1, if you're most drawn to card number 1, your answer is not the right time. Now, how many of you just asked about this? If you are most drawn to card number 2, your answer is forgiveness. If you're most drawn to card number 3, your answer is trust. Okay, so these 3 very clearly tying into different elements of this reading. I think it is sometimes difficult to give this message, but you all know me. I that's how I work. I'm honest and real, and sometimes I don't get to tell you the good stuff. Sometimes I have to tell you the crap stuff. And I think with this one, the main cards jumping out at me here are the advice from Spirit. Really saying you need to have an honest conversation with yourself. You really need to look inside, and are you being true to yourself? Are you being true to what you really, really want and deserve? You know, you are sitting on top of a gold mine here, but I think that you're so consumed by this situation that you can't even see. It's almost like those cups are behind you and invisible because you can't see them, but they're there. And you must let go of this worry that's keeping you up at night. It's very stressful. It's not good for your health. There is a bit of health coming through as well, so you need to be watching that. All right, Virgo, have a great weekend. I think you've got some thinking to do and some reflecting to do, and I know you'll do it. So drop me a comment if you need. I will be reading them all weekend, and I'll see you guys back here for the weekly reads. Talk to you soon. Bye.